Alright, so we're going to be replacing the power button and the I/O board on this ASUS model Q5265. Alright, so this one, it got some liquid damage, and then the power button board as well as the cable looked a little bit damaged. It was working after cleaning it up, but it was a little bit intermittent. Sometimes it kept turning itself off. So what we're going to do is we're going to replace this board. You can replace just the power button, but just in case the liquid damaged other components, we decided to replace the whole board because it did look pretty bad on the connector here. Okay, so we're going to be replacing this. This has the USB port, the micro SD card slot, and the notification LEDs, along with the power button, of course. So let's go ahead and take this laptop apart. So we've worked on this in the past, but yeah, let's go ahead and get these rubber feet off again. Okay, so we're just going to get these rubber feet out. Okay, this power button board is pretty simple to replace. Oh, that adhesive got stuck in there a little bit, so we're going to have to peel that up. Okay, we don't want that to stay in there. Go. Okay, just stick this back onto the rubber piece. Okay, we'll set those rubber feet aside, and then we're going to remove all the screws. These are PH1 or JS1 screws. Okay, oh, we probably didn't have to remove that. I think this one, normally you would have to remove it, but this one, the screw mount is actually broken, so I'm going to leave that covered. Alright, so normally you would take them all out. There would be 4 across here, 2 here, and then 4 across the bottom. You want to keep them in order because they can be different size, shape, and lengths. I put them flat side down like that on my desk in the pattern I remove them. Alright, if this video helps you, make sure to like, subscribe, and share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their devices as well. Alright, and if it saves you a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. If you threw all the screws together in a pile and got them all mixed up, I think this one's also somewhat stuck, then you want to keep track. These screws underneath here are actually a bit thicker. So again, you want to keep the screws in order because if you put the wrong screws in, you can cause some damage. Actually, this one looks to be thinner. So I think it's only the ones here because those go over the hinge. So they use thicker screws there. But yeah, alright, let's go ahead and continue removing all these screws. Alright, it's actually pouring right now. Okay, so we got all the screws. Yeah, so it looks like this screw is the only one that's thicker, so most likely that one also is. Okay, we're gonna use a suction cup to hopefully, actually, we don't need a suction cup for this, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my fingernails in the gaps here. We'll see, I might need the suction cup. Alright, so let's open it slightly. I'm gonna get my fingernails in the gap, and I'm gonna push on this while I pull with my fingernails. There you go. Oh, I forgot, the customer left it on because the power button's broken. So let's go ahead and carefully open this up and shut it down properly. So I'm going to shut down the computer completely. Okay. I'm going to let it shut down. After that, of course, I'm going to have to test the power button. Okay, so we did end up getting part of this already up. So we're going to go ahead and work our way over. And there you can see it popped out pretty easily. If this video wasn't very clear on how to open it up, you can search for my other video. Because that one, I think I struggled on it a little bit more. Oh, I think I see why this screw isn't working. Okay, so somehow, I guess somebody opened this before in the past. This screw is one of the thicker ones, and again, like I was saying, the thicker ones should be in the corners, so I'm going to actually fix that. Okay, so that means they probably damaged this screw here. I'm going to get this thinner screw out, and hopefully it still is going to work over here. I don't know if it will. It seems like it will. Okay, so hopefully that will solve that issue. That's why it's important to keep all the screws in order. Okay, again, I didn't work on, like, somebody else worked on it before I even got it the first time. So yeah, alright, so this one, these wires or pins on this cable were damaged, so that's why we gotta work on this. So we're replacing this whole board. Right, pretty simple thing. We're gonna disconnect the battery just to be safe. so slide this metal latch down. All right, and then we're gonna get underneath here and just pop this connector up just like that. All right, now we're going to remove the one screw here that's holding the board in place. Okay, and then what we're gonna do, we're gonna open the laptop slightly. Okay, so now we have a gap here. All right, and the reason we do that is so when we take these screws out, all right, again, keep track of all these screws. You don't want to get them all mixed up. Okay, so there's 3 screws holding this in place. Okay, you don't want to open the laptop too much when you do this, because when you close it, you don't want the hinge to end up damaging the back part here. Okay, now we can carefully close this. I'm going to put pressure on this hinge with my finger to push it down. Okay, so close it using that. And as we close it, you can see now there's a gap here, so we can lift this board out. Okay, so we're going to lift that out. Just like that. We can get the new one. We're going to pop it in there. Okay, and drop that into place. There we go. Then we're going to get the screw. Sorry if it's going out of view. We're going to get that screw and put that back in. All right. Then to put the hinge thing back, we're going to actually open the screen again. Then make sure it lines up and then push down with your thumb to keep the hinge down and close the screen. The reason we do that is because these little raised metal posts, if you don't, you can actually, they might not line up right and then it might not go on properly. Okay, now we're going to put back these screws. We're going to add a little bit of red thread locker on there, just to make sure they don't come loose. Okay. Go. Do this for all 3. Just a little bit. You don't need too much. You actually don't want to put too much. If you put too much, it can sometimes cause issues with the plastic below. Though this one goes directly into metal, so it's not as big of a problem, but you don't want to put too much. Okay. All right, there we go. We got all the hinge screws in. Now let's go ahead and put the connector back into place. Make sure this latch is flipped up, this plastic latch. Sorry, I didn't show how to take it out, but basically you would flip that latch out and then you can pull it out, or flip it up and then you can pull it out. Then make sure this connector is in all the way, flip the latch down, and then we should be good to go. Let's go ahead and plug the battery back in, just get it lined up. Push it down. Oh, it was making some sparks. That was kind of scary. All right. Hopefully it's going to be working okay. Let's go ahead and zoom out. Whoa, not that much. Okay. Open it up and let's push the power button and we should be good. I see the light coming on the side here. So we should be good to go. Let's wait for the screen to come up and then we're going to close it up and put the bottom cover back on. So I think, if I remember correctly, there's no separate BIOS battery for this, so I think the main battery actually also acts as the BIOS CMOS battery. Okay, you can see it's coming on now. Okay, and I think we should be good to go. I'm gonna shut it down one time, and then I'm gonna just, oops, come on. So I'm gonna shut it down right now, and then I'm gonna make sure it doesn't turn itself back on, but that should be good to go. We're gonna close this up. Let's go ahead and put the cover back on. Okay, the customer's actually waiting outside for their computer. So let's get this all back together, clip everything back into place. Okay, let's see if hopefully this screw will work properly, because now we have the right one. And yes, it does. So yeah, somebody mixed that screw around before. Okay, let's see if this one will fit. Perfect. Okay. Good. So luckily that larger screw didn't damage the other screw post. All right, so it looks like it's okay. I'm gonna get the other screw in for the hinge over here. Okay, I think we should be good to go. I'm just gonna put all the screws at least for the back here, so that way it gets a little more support when we open and close it. Okay, and then once we test and make sure everything's good, we'll put back the rest of the screws. Open this up again. As you can see, it's not on. All right, the light here is off. Okay, so let's push it. And there you go, it's turning on. So we should be good to go. Let's get all the screws back in. And yeah, that should be it. All right, let's get the last few screws in. Go, and the last 4. So that's pretty much all there is to it. Again, hopefully this video helped you guys. If it did, make sure to like, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their devices. Again, if it helped you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. These parts, we find them used usually on eBay. Sometimes we can find them on Amazon. At the time of this video, I think it was about $30 or so for the part. But yeah, other than that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Let's just get back these last few pieces. Alright, and that's pretty much it. Alright, I'll see you all later. Let's drop this. Bye.